Hi everyone, how you doing? So, if you were with us in the bison video when I was with Randy in Utah, there was a component in there where I talked about the neck meat and the connective tissue. On a wild game animal, the neck does a tremendous amount of that because it's got all this, it's got the connective tissue which breaks down, but it also isolates, a lot of the individual muscle fibers. So what I'm doing here is I'm making some barbacoa, and I think I mentioned that in the video. Basically just ripping off buck moose. If you don't have this cookbook and you hunt, I don't know what's wrong with you, you should get it. I don't have all the ingredients, but I'm pretty close. I took the bison roast here, threw it in the smoker for about, 20 minutes, half hour, not really to cook it or whatever, but you can already see it's starting to get a little bit of coloration. It's just gonna have that smoke, a little bit of smokiness flavor to it. So my other cut of meat here is just a piece of caribou that I got from Alaska. This is just kind of a whole hind roast. So I talked about that ability to roast cuts don't shred as well versus cuts with a lot of connective tissue do shred well. So neck and shanks are probably the two most common that you're really going to think of that have that connective tissue. So this recipe, stupid simple, really easy. So you basically take your cut of meat. So in this case, beautiful bison neck meat, toss it into a Dutch oven style pan. These are enameled cast iron. Got a caribou chunk here, tossing that in. Then got all my ingredients: cumin, smoked salt, paprika, smoked paprika, chipotle, kosher salt, garlic, and a little bit of cloves. Like I didn't have ground cloves, so I'm using whole, no big deal. I'm gonna throw in all those spices. I basically kind of have these divided up in half. So same spice loads is going into these. So it'll be fun to do kind of a compare, contrast, and flavor profiles too between the caribou and the bison. Recipe also called for a half cup of lime juice, half cup of apple cider vinegar. That's all this is, freshly already squeezed out. Got those in. So a little bit of caribou stock. I know a lot of guys are fans of boning out meat and not leaving the bones in the backcountry. I get it, it's weight, it's heavy, but when you can round out a meal with something like this, it pays for its weight easily. 1 quart of stock on each. Basically, to cover these up, I'm gonna do a little bit here because this dish is. The recipe also called for chipotle and adobo. I don't have them, but what I do have this summer is I roasted these poblano peppers. So again, another little twist here. I'm throwing some chipotle seasoning in there that's gonna give it that chipotle-ness, and then I'm gonna add these in. Again, gonna have some nice smoky flavor. So I'm gonna toss these in. Add all the ingredients. Turn your oven on to 300 degrees. You probably hear the oven whirring in the background at my house because my oven's got a little bit of a fan on it. Gonna let these run at 300 degrees for, I'm gonna run these probably a little bit longer. You can do them as quick as like 2 to 3 hours if they really start to fall apart. My guess is they're gonna go a little bit longer. So I'm expecting probably 4 to 5 hours on these, and we'll catch you when they're done and see how they come out. So toss these in. We'll see you in a couple hours, see how they come out. Smells good. House smells awesome. Actually, about right after I kind of started baking it, the house really started smelling amazing. You could really smell that smoke. You could really smell that smoke from putting it out earlier. So a couple forks, and I'm just gonna start shredding. I guess first though, before I get too far down the path, I better take a bite. Oh yeah, that is delicious. So I've got that pretty much like coarsely shredded. I'm gonna have to reheat this tonight, so I'll touch it up. Not a big deal at all, super easy. Sweet, so bison's in good shape. We'll jump over here to the caribou. Now, kind of wanted to do this test, see if the caribou would shred like the bison. So here we go. It's a big part of the hind roast, and lo and behold, it's actually breaking down pretty well. comes off in really, really big chunks, it's looking like. So this is gonna also be outstanding. And once again, before I get too far down the path, I'll take a little taste sample. Outstanding. It's really not hard. Some of these meals like this are super easy, and again, they can work with the whole roast styles, and they work excellent with the braised stuffs too. So hope you enjoyed it, and if you got any ideas or any special recipes that you do with your braised type meats, load them up in the comments. I know Randy's always appreciative, and let others know, and everybody can start to experiment with the wild game. So talk to you soon.